And hello, welcome to Solo Playthroughs. We got a big one today. And by I mean a big one, I mean a Greg didn't know everything one, which isn't a surprise. I rarely do. There are two ways to play Solo Blitz Conquest. And apparently the one I play actually is probably the less standard when I do these solo mega blitzes when I'm just taking on a Megapolis. And I don't know how this didn't come to my attention earlier, considering that, people tell me everything in the comments, it seems. And I totally appreciate that. But here we are. There was a thread on the Mage Knight Facebook group. If you are a fan of Mage Knight, I highly recommend that group. Lots of great Mage Knight discussion and interaction that happens there on a daily basis. Les is one of the moderators. He does a fantastic job with it. There was a thread about how you play Solo Conquest Blitz, and I was like, what do you mean? There's only one way to play it. But there are two, in fact. There is the way that I play with one city in 4 days, and it just tends to be a very beefy city. The recommended level for the settings that I have seen is 5. I play on 12 after, lots and lots and lots of hours spent playing this game and getting decently good at it. The other one was put forth by a BGG user, Ozymandias, and it has pretty much the same rules: 2 days, 2 nights, 4 dice in the source, 4 units, but it is 2 cities with a recommended city level of 3. I have never played this, so I'm going to do it on camera, because why the heck not? And I'm going to try to do both these cities at level 5. It should be doable just because they're only level 5 cities and because you have a shorter map, so there's less exploring and stuff that needs to happen. It might be more than I can handle in this playthrough, and you know what? That's good for everybody to see me get my butt kicked once in a while. So let's go forward with it. I do want to note before I start too much with this playthrough that I did have a rules mistake wrong in my Realm of the Dead scenario. Thank you to Gnome who pointed this out in the comments. When you place rampaging enemies in the Realm of the Dead scenario, and the same with the Hidden Valley, you are supposed to place faction enemies of the faction that is featured in that playthrough. So in the Realm of the Dead scenario, it should be Dark Crusader faction enemies. In the Hidden Valley scenario, it would be Elementalist faction enemies. The rampaging enemies I was putting out were just the regular enemies from Lost Legion plus base game, and again, that was wrong. So I was getting a little bit more fame as a result. I wasn't getting the faction tokens, which I could have turned into fame or direction. So obviously it's a different game the way I played it. It's hard to say whether it's easier, harder. It was just different. The reason why I made that mistake is when you're going into an adventure site in Realm of the Dead or Hidden Valley, sites like a maze or a ruins or whatever, where you're pulling random enemies, at that point, you would not use faction enemies for mazes. You would not use faction enemies for labyrinths. You would just pull a normal Draconum. Thematically, what's happening in those scenarios is those factions have risen up and have taken control of the countryside, while specifically the Dark Crusader faction resides primarily in the graveyards, and while they reside in the necropolis, they also will be encountered in the countryside as well. So apologize for that mistake. Thank you for Gnome for pointing that out. And I was pretty adamant. It's like, I don't think that's right, Gnome. And then I looked it up. I was like, oh, never mind. I'm going to be loud wrong, but I was definitely wrong. So let's go ahead and get this sucker started. So let me get all of my components for Arythea. She is the queen. She was very upset for being bumped from her assignment last time, where I decided to go with Tovak as a last minute whim, and she was like, what the heck, dude? And she was totally right, and I have made it up to her. So here we are, putting her on the channel. I'm going to start with 1 fame. Whenever we cross a line in the fame track, we do get 1 additional fame. We also start at the first +1 spot on the reputation track to give us a little boost in interaction as we go. We will put 4 dice on the source. I'll just roll those now. So we have 2 reds, a black, and a white. Arythea says, thank you very much. She loves her reds and her blacks. That is correct. We're going to shuffle up the minor powers. I just said minor powers because I picked up a deck, and it's in the same kind of colors that I use for Spirit Island, and it's the first one I shuffle. These are not minor powers. Minor powers. These are the minor powers. I mean, these are the regular units that have some minor powers on them, I guess, if we really want to give me the benefit of the doubt here. But why would anyone do that? These are the elite units, not the major powers. Definitely just elite units in my hand. And I've been doing that more and more. Playing too many games in my 2 minute bones playthrough when I said Volcare instead of Volcash and didn't even catch it. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So we're going to put this down here. I'm going to put 4 of these enemies into the... I'm losing it, kids. not enemies, units into the offer. We have illusionists. We have scouts. I will spare them the verbal berating that I give them every time they appear because I just really don't like them. And we have the guardian columns who are happy to be present and accounted for. Of course they are. We're going to take this wound deck and we're going to put this off to the side over here. We will take the artifact deck, shuffle that. I'm looking at the rest of these rules over here. We have 6 countryside tiles, 2 core city tiles. Each revealed city is of a level 3. I'm going to make it a 5. Standard dummy player. And at the end of the day or night, both tactics that were used, both yours and the dummy players, are removed from the game, just like normal solo conquest. We're going to put the artifact deck up here. I'm going to take the city tiles off of here. Where are they? That's the starting tile, city tile. I'll put Volcaire's Camp in there because why the heck not? Although that might make for a very rough introduction to this version of Solo Conquest Blitz. But let's go crazy, folks, and get some max chaos in here. Why the heck wouldn't we? We're going to roll this die. Boom, it's a 4, so that's our first city tile. I'm going to roll again. 5 doesn't help. 5 also doesn't help. 1. So those are our 2 city tiles. We're going to have 2 core non-city tiles, just like the normal Solo Conquest Blitz. So I guess the terrain is a little bit bigger than I thought it would be for a Blitz. This is just 1 less tile. That seems a little crazy. We're going to have to definitely move quick to get to that first city. Shuffling these, there are 6. I rolled a 6. Next is a 3. Those are out. I'm going to take the core tiles. I'm going to roll a die here because, again, the order of this could very much matter. What do we get? 1. We get a 1, 2. We get a 4, 5, 6 there. And now we need to get our 6 countryside tiles. All these resources, if you go to the file sections on Board Game Geek, there's a lot of cool stuff there. And this file for solo setups I've had for a long time. Obviously, there are multiple. The one I looked up first when I was looking at the rules for how to do Blitz in a solo game, it obviously just had the suggestion for 1 city. Now, the fact that there were never any official rules released by Vlada and WizKids, remains a mystery of life, along with several other questions I have about how have you never given an official answer about that? Why are the minis so bad? And why is the Ultimate Edition not just a little bit better in quality? But these questions will remain unanswered for as long as we all shall live, is my guess. We're going to have all of our skills here. I'm going to use the competitive skill as a proxy for the co-op skill, again, because the discoloration is all a mess with Arythea. Again, speaking of questions that I have for WizKids, we're going to shuffle these up. Let's get a stack of 10, and we'll put those over here in the skill offer. We have our turn order token, which I'll put right there, and I'll put all these shields off to the side. We have 1 command token to start. We have our deck, and I almost said we start with 2 red crystals and a white crystal. That would have been a little bit of wishful thinking. I have the skill explanation card right here. We'll put the discolored co-op skill on top of that. Shuffle Arythea's deck, and she will be good to go. Now we need to get ourselves a dummy player. My dummy player options, in order from left to right, off to this side of the screen, I have Wolfhawk, I have Krang, I have Norawas, I have Goldix, I have Tovek, and I have Crappy Mini. I rolled a 3. Norawas in the house. Very cool. So we just need his mini. We just need some bonds of loyalty. We don't need the rest of the skills. Just give me bonds of loyalty. All right, I'll play fair and get all the skills. If you all insist, we get the turn order thing here. That'll be great. I'm going to shuffle up these 10. The competitive skill is already separated because the discoloration for this one actually noticeable unless you're really looking very hard. I'll put those skills over here. And now we just need Norwest's D deck. Got it. All right, put this over here. We'll put 2 whites and a green on top of that. We have our site reference cards here. We have our night tactics, our day tactics, and then the cooperative skill explanation. Put all that down here off camera. And we'll go ahead and shuffle up Norawas's D deck. Make sure there's 16 cards in both D decks while we're here. Then we just have to shuffle up the spells, shuffle up the advanced actions, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Arythea's like, come on, you're taking forever. Sorry, dude. Just be a little bit patient. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And she's like, stop calling me dude. I was like, I'm sorry. I won't do that. Whatever. We're good. All y'all have conversations with your minis, right? Or is it just me? Probably just me. All right, fine. Thanks for making me feel like a freaking weirdo. We're going to put this here and maybe count Arythea's thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Shuffle up the advanced actions. It's funny, like, I've played this game so much and I don't have a huge idea of what to expect in getting to that first city, which is like a level 5, and knowing I have a second level 5 I'm going to want to conquer in 4 days. A little nervous. I'm like, I don't know. What if I stumble? Little butterflies, if I dare say. It's kind of nice. It's a different way to play the game, man. This system is so cool in the number of different ways you can change the difficulty and experiment with it and just try out some new things and see what happens. But if I'm going to do this with anyone, and it's not the Orc Shaman who has stolen my heart, I will happily do this with Arythea. We're going to put this over here. Let me set the spell offer. We have underground travel, space bending, and we have offering. Don't love that offer. They all have their benefits and their drawbacks as far as things go. Definitely a few cards I would prefer a lot more. I think it was one of my patrons, Josh, that was like, dude, I just watch you play so much. I just know what card you're going to get excited about before you even say it. Yeah, but I like to be predictable. We have Crushing Bolt in the advanced action offer. I do like that card. Oh, bingo. There's the card I love. Speaking of cards I love. And then we have Swift Bolt. So lots of bolts and chivalry. So we'll be taking some chivalry. Yes, please. Oh, this is not supposed to be blue. It's supposed to be green for Norwash's inventory. So glad I caught that. Let's get to it. We're going to put the starting terrain. We have 2 countryside tiles. The first countryside tile is going to go right here. It has a mage tower. It has a marauding orc from not any faction because, you know, we're not playing with Tesla right now. And we're going to put the orc face up. Come on, orky orc. The orcs are like, it's nice and warm in here. Don't take us out into the cold. Oh, sorry, dude. It is a tracker. Prowler tracker. I think it's a tracker. He is elusive. He has assassin. He does an attack with 4. He's worth 3 fame. That's about all there is to say about that Cthulhu Panda crazy orc. Now we're going to get our Mage Tower garrison. Reaching in here. What do we get? It's face down. So we will not know until I get adjacent to it. If I get adjacent to it, because that is some distance between me and it. The second countryside tile coming out is this one. Awesome kindling is in the house. We have another orc and we have a dungeon. Ooh, how do I love this tile? Yeah, I don't think getting to that mage tower is a thing that's about to happen because I do not love that spell offer enough to justify it. This orc is what? It is a orc summoner. I'm going to draw my opening hand of 5. We have swiftness, we have stamina, we have termination, tranquility, and battle versatility. What an amazing card that is. I'm going to take planning, which has become my go-to starting tactic, and we're going to roll for Norawas. Norawas takes great start, which is normally what I would take in the second night, but at least I go first. Norawas is a jerk, already stealing the tactics I want in the future. How does he know? He's just amazing. So I want to get to that monastery and start messing with it. If I play stamina, swiftness, and tranquility sideways, that gives me move 5. That gets me into the monastery. Again, the forest is just move 3 in day. Discard pile will be off camera. I'm going to go to my hand, and because I have 2 cards left in my hand, planning will trigger, so I'll end up with 6 cards total. So we have stamina, crystallize, promise, and last we get mana pull. I'm checking out the unit offer. It might not be the worst idea just to grab the herbalist. Obviously, they're not going to help me in combat here, but having access to a heal too, especially since I had to play tranquility sideways just to get that last bit of movement, that could be good. We have promise. I can use a stamina sideways and use crystallize to get myself a red crystal. That could be a pretty good turn for me. Norawas is going to pull off 3. It's a blue. It's a red. It's a blue. There are no blue crystals in Norawas's inventory. His turn ends right there. There are 13 cards left in Norawas's deck. We're going to go back to my turn. I think I will go ahead and do that. We're going to play Promise, Stamina Sideways, and Crystallize. So that 3 influence. Oh, I don't even need to play Stamina Sideways because I have the +1 already. So I'll go ahead and get the Herbalist. Give me a little bit of heal cushion here. Might take a wound or 2 in this little combat. I might drop Stamina into this turn, but Stamina could be helpful to get that move 5 into the swamp, but that dungeon's looking mighty attractive too. To get 2 artifacts in the first turn could be really nice. I do want to also use Crystallize this turn, so I'm going to power Crystallize with a red, get myself a red crystal. It was crystallized right in front of your very eyes. And now I'm going to roll that mana die. It stays red. And I'm going to pull up 1 more card to get into my hand limit. And then planning also will trigger. So I'll end up with 6 cards again. Concentration and improvisation. It would have been very nice to get a green, but I do have a way to get a green with mana pull. Again, I can turn that black into a green. There was an interesting thread on the Facebook group that I was mentioning before about whether or not you could use a black die with mana pull during the day. You absolutely can. The walkthrough, which talks about dice being depleted, is super unhelpful. Yes, black dice cannot normally be used during the day. However, they are not like the black void on the source. It doesn't say if a black die is rolled, take it off. It's still available for purposes such as mana pull or mana draw, like the stronger effect for the other mages, that it can be used for certain effects. It just can't be used the way it can at night. It could be better explained in a rulebook for sure. Norwas gets a green, a white, and a white. 2 more cards are coming off because Norwas has 2 white in his inventory. So that is now a total of 8 cards that have been gone through. And what are we going to do? We're going to burn down a monastery, people. So 1, 2, 3. We're still at 0 influence, which I like to see. And we're going to pull a random Mage Tower Garrison. What are you? It is a Fire Mage. Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate. Oh, never mind. I was thinking that it was a ranged fire attack with battle versatility. It is just a normal range attack. So I just need to get a green, and I don't need to worry about blocking that dude's, I don't know, 6 fire attack. Yeah, that's not happening, kids. So I'm going to play mana pull. I can use 2 dice this turn. Now it says you can use 1 additional die from the source. It can be black. You can only use the black if you want to and need to. And yes, I'm only going to use the black here. Actually, it is stronger for me to use a stronger effect and power this with a white so I can get a green in the source, because I do have 2 marches in my hand and I'm going to want that movement, right? So I'm going to take 2 mana dice from the source, set them to any color except gold, gain a mana of each color. So I'm going to set this black die to green. I'm going to set this red die to green. I'm going to take 2 green mana. I'm going to use the 1 green mana to power concentration. I'm going to get the stronger effect of the next card I play, +2. So I'm going to play battle versatility. That gives me the ranged attack of 3 +2. That is a ranged physical attack of a 5 that does destroy the fire mages. Fire mages are out. We're going to get 5 fame. That gets us from 1 up to 6 because I jumped a line and went to a 2nd level. I get up to 7. We are now going to clean up our play area. These 2 dice are not re-rolled as per the terms of mana pull. This one will be. It stays white. These are out. I'm going to get my reward. My reward is an artifact that Fire Mage was hiding from me, or trying to at least. We have Ruby Ring or Diamond Ring. Hello. I guess I'm taking a ring. What do you think I want, kids? I'll take Ruby Ring because, you know, it's red and I like red. And this will go on the bottom of the artifact deck. And now I'm going to get my level up. I'm going to look at the first 2 skills here. We have Hot Swordsmanship. Great. And Dark Negotiations. I'm going to put this here, by the way. Oh, and there should have been an advanced action in the unit offer because the monastery. Oh, Magic Talent. If I had seen that earlier, maybe I would have tried to get it. I don't know. With only 4 rounds, Magic Talent loses a little bit of its amazingness. I will not have a advanced action in the unit offer next turn unless I reveal another monastery between now and then. I do not want the negotiation skills. Hot Swordsmanship for the win. We have Norawas's skill, and that is a green mana crystal and a white mana. Leaves in the wind. My advanced action, well, I think I have to take myself some chivalry. It's really good. And I don't want to take the green and then Norawas gets a white and another white back to back. As much as I think Crushing Bolt's a great card, I think Chivalry is just a wee bit too strong to not take it at this point. The replacement is Learning. I'm going to draw it to my hand limit, which is 5, and I'm going to get one more card because Planning is going to trigger. So I knew that it was Chivalry and the Ruby Ring. The next card is March. Norawas's turn. Norawas gets a green, a red, and a blue. No blue in Norawas's inventory, so his turn ends there. My turn. Tempted to come down to this dungeon, but I don't think I have the time for that right now. It just seems like a big mistake. So I won't. There's 2 days, 2 nights. There's not time to be going to every adventure site. I still have a bunch of this deck I need to get through. I'm talking about the terrain deck, which is off camera. I'm going to play Ruby Ring. I'm going to get a red crystal and a red mana. I get Fame +1. That will mean another level up at the end of the round. I'll just take that now. 7-8, remember that since I got to another level, I got a +1 as well with the Blitz rules. I'm going to Power Improvisation. I'm going to discard Termination. That gives me move 5. Summoner's nasty. Nasty, nasty. I think I just chill. I know I have another Swiftness. Problem is, I'm not going to be able to power it much. That's where these range attack cards are so huge. Let me actually discard Stamina instead of Determination, and I'm going to wait a turn, see what I pull, and then deal with the Summoner on next turn. I just don't want to risk a really bad draw of Medusa, and then all of a sudden my whole round is kind of out of whack. So I'm going to stop there. Going to draw to my hand limit, which is 5, and then get +1 because of Planning. So we got a Rage, Threaten, and Swiftness. So that's a good hand. If I needed block 5, I can get it, which is kind of what you want when you're about to reveal a random monster enemy. Norawas is going to go. It's a green, it's a red, it's a blue. So he's been going nice and slow. I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to provoke a battle with this Orc Summoner. And what I pull, it is the Gargoyle. I'm glad I have Hot Swordsmanship. That is for sure. So he's attacking me with a 5. It would just be 2 wounds. I will happily take those 2 wounds. 1 and 2. And now I need to defeat his 4 armor. I didn't have enough range attack to defeat him, especially the fact that he has physical resistance. In the block phase, I didn't block him. His attack of a 5 went into my armor 1 2/3 times, which rounds up to 2 wounds. I will take those 2 wounds, but now in the melee phase, my Hot Swordsmanship is going to take care of half of his armor, and now I need 4 physical attack. I'm going to play Chivalry. I'm going to get the stronger effect. It gives me attack 4. That physical attack 4 plus the Hot Swordsmanship is enough to defeat the Gargoyle. And since I only used the attack 4 instead of the attack 6, I get Reputation +1 and Fame +1. Oh, hold on. Let's back this up a little bit. This is a Summoner, so I did not bother blocking the Gargoyle. The Gargoyle just leaves, and now I have to defeat this clown. So I'm going to do the Hot Swordsmanship on that clown. I'll do the same thing with Chivalry just to get the Reputation +1 and the Fame +1. So Reputation +1, Fame +1, and then since I defeated a Rampaging Orc, I get another Reputation bump. So the Orc is out. These 2 wounds are now in my hand. I will keep everything in my hand as is. I just have to roll this die. So that is now green. Lots of green in the source. Norawas's turn. He's going to finish his D deck. He will declare end of round next turn. So I have 2 more turns. This turn, I'm going to Power March with the green from the source. That's going to allow me move 4. Here is move 5. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to explore. I want to put a countryside tile here. It is another monastery, so we will have an advanced action in the offer next turn. Just 1 though, because I burned down the other monastery. We have a Rampaging Orc. Again, that is a legal tile placement, because as long as the countryside tile you're placing is adjacent to a tile that's adjacent to 2, it's absolutely legal. It would not be legal for a core tile with a wedge map, because core tiles cannot be on the coast and they have to be adjacent to 2 tiles at the time they are placed. This Rampaging Orc is the catapults. It's fantastic for Arythea with his Hot Swordsmanship. Easily wipe it out, but I don't think I'm going to get that far to that side of the map. I'm going to play Swiftness now for move 2 more to get another countryside tile out. Here we have a Keep and a Ruins. The Ruins is in my face. It is face up because it is day. Hiding in this Ruins is a monster enemy and a Draconum. If we defeat it, we get 2 artifacts. Now, that was another mistake I made in the previous playthrough where I went to this exact Ruins. I took 2 artifacts, I kept one, put the other one, and I did it again. That's not correct. That's not like gaining powers on Spirit Island. Instead, when you gain multiple artifacts, you take that many cards plus 1, and then you put the one you don't take on the bottom of the deck. So I should have drawn 3 cards and kept 2. I think that was in my Volcara's Return on Legendary that I did live. It was bananas. We're going to put this keep token face down because I'm not adjacent to it. And I don't think we're going to have enough time to really develop a keep strategy this game. Definitely want to get a little bit further along while it is still day. I'm going to roll that die. It is white, and I'm going to draw to my hand limit +1 because of planning, and is the other march. That goes out. Nora declares end of round. On my turn, I'm going to move 2, move 3, gets me into the jungle, and I'm going to use this green mana from the source to get healed 2 to get rid of both these wounds. Now, I would have gotten rid of one of these wounds because I'm ending my turn on a magical glade, but I did not have 2 turns to waste there. So I'll just call that a day. I have the termination in my hand, just looking beautiful and pretty. And that guy's like, oh, yeah, that's right. Looking all tough. But unfortunately, he was all useless for me this round. That is the end of the first day. I will take it. We got a couple of countryside tiles out. We're only moved 7 away from that monastery, which is probably a good idea to go there and get another artifact. And we still have 2 countryside tiles to go. So lots happening. One of the reasons I'm looking at that monastery especially is because we want to make sure we're doing something to get ourselves up another level by the end of this second night. Because by the time we see that first city, I would like to be at least knocking on the door at 24 so we can get there pretty quick. Unfortunately, Draconovus monster is probably a bad idea, but if I get a magical card draw early, I might just consider it. So I'm going to ready my herbalists. I'm going to roll that green, put that back into source. Didn't really need to roll it because I'm about to just re-roll all of them anyway. I'm going to take those 2 advanced actions out of the unit offer. Norawas gets that. These shift down. I'm going to put 1 advanced action on the unit offer because of that monastery. It's regeneration. The new advanced action in the advanced action offer is Chilling Stare. Norawas is going to get another green crystal in its inventory. Underground Travel is cycled out. And then these spells come down and we have Meditation. I used to really like that spell. I really haven't taken it in a while, but if I have an opportunity to get a spell, it's something I would strongly consider in this playthrough. We're going to get rid of the regular units in the offer. The new units are the peasants. Haven't seen a village. Definitely itching for some pillaging here. We have Utum guardsmen, some peasants, and some thugs. Very much like to get a village in one of those open spaces for sure. Shuffling up my deed deck. We're going to move these off, re-roll the dice in the source, and make it night. I rolled a green, and 2 golds. Wow, that's an absolutely abysmal roll. I don't like it, and it makes me think I probably should take Mana Search. So let's see what my opening hand is. My opening hand is Threaten. Doesn't seem very helpful right now. Swiftness, Improvisation, I will definitely take, and Concentration. Oh, that's move 7 right there. I'll take that green, and Stamina. That's a beautiful draw considering where I'm at and how I want to get there. I'm going to look at the tactics, and I think that because of that specific role, I do need to take Mana Search, and that will leave me either Preparation or Sparing Power for the second night and the final round. I'm going to roll this. Well, I guess it's leaving me Sparing Power. So Preparation is out. I'll see if I'm taking Sparing Power at the end of the game. I probably will. And now we're going to have a way to manipulate that source for this round, which could be very, very important. So I do go first again because I pulled a 3. Nora took tactic 5. Once per turn before using mana from the source, I may re-roll up to 2 mana dice in the source. When choosing dice to re-roll, you must pick gold depleted dice first. I have to pick these first. I wanted to pick these first anyway because they're awful, and I now get a red and a green. That's a much better offer. Thank you. Threaten doesn't seem to be all that useful for me. There are not any units I can get from the monastery. These only can be recruited at keeps or villages. So I'm going to play Concentration. I'm going to play Improvisation, and I'm going to discard Threaten. And I'm going to power that with a green from the source. That gives me move 7. That move 7 is enough to get me exactly where I want it to be in the monastery. I'm wondering if I should take this guy down. Sure. I was thinking about playing stamina to get a tile out, but I think that 4 fame could be really valuable. So let me just do that. I'll take on the catapult. Great. I'm going to play stamina to trigger cumbersome to get it down to only 5 points of damage. I'm going to end up taking 2 wounds with the 5 points of damage that were not blocked or evaded a little bit with the cumbersome mechanic. Again, catapults are physically resistant. They are fortified, so they cannot be defeated with range attack. It has to be siege, and they're attacking with a 7. Because the cumbersome points of movement can be spent to reduce the attack by an equivalent amount of movement points spent. So the 2 points of movement for stamina reduce that 7 down to a 5. And now in the melee phase, I'm just going to use hot swordsmanship. That attack 2, the fire attack 2 specifically, is enough to defeat the catapults. The catapults look all sorts of nasty. When you get used to them and you have any kind of attack 2, but you can get them to lose their resistances, or you have something like hot swordsmanship, it's a really easy 4 points of fame that I've grown more and more inclined just to take when I can, even if I have other things in my mind. So let me do that. That gets me up to 14 fame. And once I get Ruby Ring, it's an automatic level up there. So if I get Ruby Ring before I kill another enemy, that's really nice. I'm rolling this die. It is black. These cards go away. And I'm going to draw to my hand limit. My hand limit is, again, 5. No planning triggering this turn. So we'll just say Crystallize, and we take Promise. Norwas's turn. I never shuffled Norwas's deck. Taking the 2 wounds a little interesting. It's going to slow me down a little bit, but having the Herbalist and knowing I still have another heal card, and also the fact that I went before Norwas, it kind of makes doing something like that a little bit easier. The Blitz, you just really want to take advantage of opportunities to get fame, and especially these next 2 country tiles. I don't know what they are. I mean, it could be just utter duds, and there I am. It's nice to get the fame when you can. Oh, I get reputation +1, 2 because I defeated a rampaging enemy. Norwas is going to have his first turn of the first night. It is a white. It is a green. It is a blue. Thank you for continually drawing blues, Norwas. You're the best. My turn. I'm going to power the Herbalist with the green. It gives me heal 2. Never mind. Hold on one sec. I might not need to do this. Yeah, let's do this instead. I'm going to use Mana Search to re-roll 2 of these dice. I'm going to roll the red and the black. Got a white. Perfect. I'm going to use the white to power Promise. That's going to give me influence 4. Again, I can get 1 point of healing for 2 points of influence, and I'm modified by +1. So I'm going to get rid of those 2 wounds, and I'm going to save myself the Herbalist, which could be useful for sure. I don't want Crystallize clogging on my hand right now, so I'm going to use the Herbalist to get a green mana token. Then I'm going to power Crystallize with the green to get a green crystal. And then I'm going to use the move 2 from Swiftness to put out another countryside tile. I don't think range attack 3 is going to help me all that much. Remember, I've already used my concentration for the round, so it's not like I can combo that into a ranged attack 5. And here we have a village. Nice to see that. And another keep. So we have 1 countryside tile left. Obviously, it's going to go right there, and then we'll have the core tiles coming out as well. If I can see the first city by the end of today, that would be great. But today, I mean this round. So tonight, I guess. But today, I don't know. Language is so tricky. That is now a gold. I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 5. Give me some good attack cards, please. Ooh, Chivalry will do. I do not have a white in the source. It's another Swiftness. I'm glad I just used the last one. Battle Versatility will do, and Stamina. I did use the Herbalist. I still have my healing card in my deck, so if I happen to take wounds in burning down this monastery, which I will be doing in a second, then I have ways of healing back up. Norwas's turn. Norwas gets a red, a white, and a red, so he's only gone through 6 cards in 2 turns. What a guy. My turn, I'm going to burn down the monastery, so I go from +1 down to 0. Again, lose 3 points of reputation because no one likes me to burn down a monastery. I'm going to get myself a random Mage Tower garrison. What do we get? Ooh, that could be tricky. It is a Fire Golem. Fire Golems are interesting because they have both fire resistance and physical resistance. So that 4 armor does mean I have to get up to 8 points of physical plus fire damage. I do not have any ice attack. I am going to use my Mana Search ability. I rolled a black and a white. That's nice. I still don't think I can get up to 8 range plus siege attack. Yeah, there's no way that's happening. It's attacking me with 3. However, it has brutal. I would need 6 points of block because it is a fire attack. I do not have any ice block, so I cannot block it. So I'm going to take 2 wounds. And now I just need to get up to 8 points of attack. I'm going to play the ruby ring. I get a red crystal to my inventory and a red mana and +1 fame. I cross the line, so plus another fame gets me up to 16. I'll do my level up at the end of the turn. I'm going to play Chivalry. I'm going to power that with a white from the source. I'm going to use this red mana on battle versatility. That is attack 10. I'm going to make it attack 8, so I get +1 fame and +1 reputation for the stronger effect of Chivalry. Yes, it's very chivalrous to burn down a monastery. Don't forget it. And I've defeated the fire golem. That's 5 more fame. That gets me from 17 up to 22. Chasing up those levels very quickly, and that's what I like to see in a scenario like this. So I have these 2 wounds and some movement in my hand, and that's exactly what I want. I burn down this monastery, so there'll be no advanced action in the offer next turn unless another monastery comes out like it did last turn. I rolled that die. It's green. I'm going to get my reward, the Banner of Command. Yelp. Or the Banner of Fortitude. Banner of Command it is. That's amazing. So that will go there. And now I do my level up. Let me see what my skills are. This comes out. I'm going to replace it with the co-op skill. The co-op skill is called the Ritual of Pain. Once a round, except in combat, I can throw away up to 2 wound cards from my hand. Put the skill token in the center. Any player may return it to you face down to play a wound card sideways as if it is a non-wound card and get +3 instead of +1. So when you're using co-op skills in a solo game, you have to do that in sequential turns. So the first turn I could throw away 2 wounds, so it's tempting. And then the next turn, if I had another wound, I could play it sideways and get +3. This other skill is also very, very flexible though. It's called Invocation. Once a turn, I can discard a wound card to gain a red or a black mana token, or discard a non-wound card to gain a white or a green mana token, but you must spend a mana token gained this way immediately, or I cannot use this ability. So it's not like I can use that to cycle on my reds and then not use the actual mana. I need to have a direct usage for it. I will take Invocation. The new skill from Norwas is his influence skill. It is Bright Negotiation, +3 influence during the day, +2 influence at night. Norwas is going to get a white even if I take Swift Bolt, and I'm not so sure I want Swift Bolt. I will take Chilling Stare, and let me see if I can't get a unit in that village next turn. Place our Rush of Adrenaline. So the dual color cards unite, kids. We're going to now get another card, and that gets us up to 5. Norwas's turn. Please go slow as usual. Oh, it's a green. 2 more coming off. So yeah, Norwas is going to be loaded up with whites and greens. That's going to make for a much higher variance game going forward since I could not get other colors in there. Fortunately, Norwas will be getting a blue crystal as opposed to a white or a green one at the end of this turn. My turn, I'm going to move 2 to get here. I will re-roll these dice using Mana Search. It's a green and a blue. I'm going to use this blue to power Chilling Stare. It's one of the reasons I got it. I get Influence 5. With that Influence 5 modified by 0 on the Influence track, I will take the Utham Guardsman. 5 Soak is really, really nice. Plus that block 4 counting twice against a unit with swiftness can be very, very strong. So I like that. I'm going to end my turn there. I roll that. It's blue. These come out. I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 5, 1, and 2. And one of the reasons I want it to be there is I do want to pillage the village so my reputation goes down. It's still on 0, just hanging to the left a little bit, and we get a ton of movement, and I like to see that. Norwas's turn, 1, 2, and 3. It's red. My turn. I'm going to discard Banner Command because I'm not using it this turn. It is Influence 4, so I'm just going to discard that to get myself a green mana using Invocation. I'm going to use the green from the source to get heal 2 using Tranquility. And I'm using this green mana to power March. That's move 4. And then I have another move 8 in my hand if I want it. So I'm going to use move 4. I'm going to move 1, 2. And now I'm going to explore right there. It's the last countryside tile. You know what? I have no attack in my hand. Let me move here first. That's smarter. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to play this March to get move 2 more. So that's move 6 total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to explore here. If there was a rampaging enemy there, I didn't want to be stuck here. I wanted to make sure I was in a place that I can continue to explore because I do want to get a core tile out this very turn. I think we have a rampaging orc. We have another village. We have a ruins, which will be face down until we get to day. Notice I keep is remaining face down, even though I'm adjacent because it is still night. This rampaging orc is an ironclad, so physical resistance. They have a brutal attack ability. Their attack is 4. They're worth 4 fame if defeated. The ruins will be face down, as I said. I'm going to play, you know what? There's no point. I'll hold on to this. Maybe I'll use the blue from the source next turn and power it in case there's some places I can go on my next turn. So I'm going to clean up my play area. Roll this. It's red. I'm drawing all the rest of my cards. Yoink. It's a rage, a mana pull, and a determination. Ooh, so if I can get an enemy, getting more fame right now would not be the worst idea. Mana pull is very nice to have right now. I still have the Utham Guardsman. Yeah, I got some possibilities. Norwas is going to go 1, 2, and 3, declaring end of round next turn. So the question is, do I want to just siege this keep? I think that will work. I have a lot going for me right now. But I do want to get a core tile out, especially with the banner of command in my hand, because I will have another command token once I get 2 more fame. Yeah, we don't have much time. We need to defeat the first city next round. That's kind of a non-negotiable. We're also approaching the cities from the bad angle. I'm going to try this a little risky. I'm going to play stamina power with the blue. Let's move 4. I'm going to use 2 to get a core tile out. Oh, there is a dragon in my face. Oh. I was going to put that out and then move here, because again, if I moved there, it would have ended my movement phase, but that plan is now completely out of the question because I would be provoking that dragon, and I do not want to do that right now. This is face down, even though I'm Jason, because it's still night. We get another ruins, which is also face down because, yes, you guessed it, it's still night, and then we got our first rampaging Draconum. That was a very interesting tile to pull. So... okay. Oh, but it's the ice dragon. Well, I'm going to use the last 2 move 2 to go here. That's great. Let's just take on the Ironclad, which is my plan all along. I was just joking about everything else I was saying. The Ironclad is attacking me with a 4. I will block it with the Utham Guardsman. And now it has the physical resistance and the 3 armor. Fine. I have the hot swordsmanship and I don't know, however you want to kill it. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough to move anywhere after this turn. So yeah, I do attack, whatever that is. I have defeated the Ironclad. That gives me 4 fame. So I go from 22 to 26 plus 1 because I went up a level in Blitz rules. This will come back. I get my level up, which is another command token, which is going to give me a hand limit of 6. That's green. These all go away. Out. Plus 1 reputation because I defeated the rampaging orc. And now Norwas goes and declares end of round. I'm fine with that because I have 0 cards in my hand. End of round, we're going to reset my units. We're going to give Norwas Swift Bolt. Going to get a blue crystal to Norwas's inventory. Mana Search is out. We're going to reset the unit offer. It's going to go elite, regular, elite, regular. It is the Ultim Guardians. Hello. It is the Northern Monks. It is the Ice Golems. And we have the Thugs. And I have a banner of command. Yay! We're going to put this here. It is Crystal Mastery. Space Bending is out. We've already given Norwas his blue crystal. And this comes off. It is Wings of Wind and Wings of Night, which is another very strong card that I used to love. And now I dislike it a whole lot. We're going to roll these 4 dice. It is black, black, white, and red. What is up with me rolling the exact opposite colors I want for the round that it is? Remember, our goal this round is we need to defeat a city. We have very little choice but to defeat a city. Time is a ticking. We're going to shuffle Norwas's deck. Now, having the Herbalist with the Utham Guardsman is pretty nice. Obviously, the Herbalist gave me a heal 2, and then I just used them last turn to get crystallized out of my hand to give me a green crystal, which I've managed to hold on to. So they've been really, really helpful. This Ruins is going to flip because it's day. It's if you spend 3 blue mana, you get 7 fame. That's going to flip. It is the Illusionist, and that's going to flip. It is a keep enemy and a city garrison. If you defeat it, you get both an artifact and a spell. Nice little Ruins. We are just unfortunately not going to have time to get over there. We want to book it to this point here and get our first city on the board and hopefully take it down. We should have a little bit of a better approach now that we're going to be approaching it more from the side instead of directly from the bottom, considering that was not a city tile. I need to shuffle Arythea's deed deck.
She's got a lot of red crystals, kids.
Maybe I should have taken the diamond ring instead of ruby ring, but I like rubies. They're fun.
They're so nice.
And now I just need to get the banner of command out. for sure. And do some taking of Altum Guardians. I mean, it's gotta be the Altum Guardians, right? They're just too good. The Ice Golems are really nice too, though. The Altum Guardians can be recruited in the city, so if I do defeat this city, I could potentially just recruit the Altum Guardians after defeating the city if I take the Ice Golems instead. Something to consider. We'll see. I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 6 swiftness, tranquility, banner of command, rage, swiftness, and march. I guess I'm making that decision sooner rather than later. We're going to get our tactics. Mana Steel is interesting, but that source is really bad to be pulling off some Mana Steel stuff. It'd be very, very limited if I do that. So I'll just take early bird, make sure I go first again, and just continue to pile on the extra turns as compared to the dummy player. It might be a little crazy, but I think this plan might actually be a little bit better. I like that ice attack 6 a lot, and I like the resistances of the ice golems. So I'm going to break the banner of command. I get 2 fame. I get to recruit any 1 unit from the unit offer for free, and I'm going to get myself the ice golems. Give me those resistances. Yoink. Now I'm going to discard Tranquility to get myself a green mana. I'm going to play March and use that green mana to get move 4. And then I'll play this Swiftness to get move 6. That's going to get me over into this Magical Glade. I'll chill for now. Draw to my hand limit, which is 6. Battle Versatility, Ruby Ring, March, and Chilling Stare. Man, that offer is really bad. I mean, Invocation's nice. So I can keep getting the greens to make my move cards a little bit more efficient, but yeah, this is not ideal. Norwas gets a green, a white, and a green, 2 more. So Norwas coming into this round had 18 cards. I just went through 5, so has 13 left. And again, I'm trying to conquer a city by the end of this round. I'm going to discard Ruby Ring to get a green. I'm going to power March for move 4. The Ruby Ring's not all that helpful when I already have 3 red crystals and there's a red on the source and there's not much else going on the source. And I think Swiftness could come in handy depending on what city we find here. So I'm going to use 2 points of movement to get this out. It is the green city. Oh, that's great. So we have an orc right in my face. That Swiftness may indeed come in handy. Put the green city on its foundation. Oh, regeneration should have gone out. There would not have been any more advanced actions in the source. I burned down both monasteries, but now we get an advanced action because I just revealed another monastery. It is the force of nature. So there's going to be an orc in my face, and I have 2 more points of movement. The orc in my face I'll place first. It is the diggers. Oh, so much for swiftness being helpful. Oh, that's, yeah, great. Whatever. Swiftness will be helpful. And then we have this. It is the prowlers. I'll use the other 2 points of movement to put the other city out. Ooh, it could have been this tile too. It just happened to be another city. So it's Volkair's Camp. So level 5, and that's actually great. I think that'll be a much better challenge based on where I'm at right now. So we have Volkair's Camp to finish this sucker off in style. We're going to have an orc up at the top of Volkair's Camp. It is the Cursed Hags. We'll get a Draconum here. It is the Draconum Summoner, because of course it is. Here's Volkair. A level 5 Volkair's army has 1 city garrison, 1 Draconum, and 2 marauding orcs. Really not crazy. City garrison. Hopefully it is not the other Draconum Summoner or Ice Dragon. And here are 2 marauding orcs. Level 5 Volkair, baby. I don't think I've ever played against level 5 Volkair before. It's just funny. It's an interesting part about playing at these levels. I just never face cities or garrisons that are this low, which is great. This is still a ridiculous challenge. I'm still very, very far away from being able to feel super confident about me pulling this off. So that's the end of the movement phase of my turn. Now I have these diggers, so I'm not going to be able to defeat them in the range or siege attack phase. I can get the siege attack too, but it's not enough. Again, they're fortified, so range attack doesn't help. But their 3 physical damage is going to be absorbed by the ice golems. Thank you for resistances. And now I'm going to power swiftness with the wife from the source. That's range attack 3. That's enough to defeat diggers. Remember, I do have this attack too. I wonder if it makes sense to hold on to that just because of the movement. And this play Chilling Stare sideways. Chosen enemy does not attack this turn. I'm not really that sure if I'm that worried about a green city and all the enemies attacking. A level 5 green city is just 3 units. Yeah, let me play Chilling Stare sideways and Hot Swordsmanship, and I'll hold on to swiftness. I really want to roll this freaking die.
I really want to roll the die.
That's fine. It's going to have to do. So we're going to kill the diggers, get Chilling Stare out of my hand. It's not all that useful for me right now. And that's going to give me 2 fame, another reputation because I defeated a rampaging orc. These go away. Early bird can go away. I don't really need to keep that. I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 6. Give me movement, promise, and stamina. Okay, so invocation will give me greens or whites. It will not give me blues.
Don't be sad.
Not those blues, dude. We're going to now go to Norowas. That's a red. It's a green. It's a white. Yikes. So Norowas went through 10 of his 18 cards. 8 left for you math majors out there. I need move 5 just to get adjacent to this sucker. Glad I kept the swiftness just for the movement at least. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5 gets me into this swamp. I'm adjacent to the city. We will reveal the garrison. Again, city gives physical attacks poison. So that could be a little rough early. So don't want to get too many wounds from physical attacks. We have 2 monsters. What is the first one? It's going to be a manticore to make Daniel happy. Stupid, man. Like, yup. That was for you, Daniel. And we have a crypt worm. We're going to have to get a city garrison. We have a grim legionnaire. So that's a nasty little garrison for the green city because they are all physical attacks. So that means lots of potential poison issues, which does mean I'm considering, do I want to go for Velcare first, which is probably not the greatest idea I've ever had. But if I get to move 5 into there, then I can start pillaging that village. So I'm going to end my turn there because I can't do much else. Draw to my hand limit, which is 6. Mana pull, threaten, crystallize. So I have 0 movement. That's great. By great, I mean not great. If I kill those 2, then yeah, this is fine. So I think I just go in, I take the wounds. All right, Norwas's third turn. It's a green, a white, and a green. Oof, 15 cards. Wow. So we're having a minimum number of turns this round. That was really bad. Makes my choice a little bit easier though. So move 2. I'm going into the city. I'm going to get -1 reputation because I'm attacking a fortified site. So here I am.
Here I am, kids.
That has assassin. That assassin ability is nasty. Let me figure out the wounds. Manicore would be 2 to my hand, 2 to my discard. The Grim Legionnaires is 4 to my hand, 4 to my discard. Again, they're all poison, so +1 to your scar for each wound you take to your hand. And if you assign a wound to a unit, the unit gets wounded twice. Crypt Worm is 2 to my hand, 2 to my discard. I can take 5 wounds to my hand this turn. I'm going to play Mana Pull. I'm going to use the red. I'm going to use the black to produce a mana of any color. I'm going to produce blue. I'm going to use the Utham Guardsman to block the Manticore. And again, the Utham Guardsman counts twice against a unit with swiftness. So basically it's block 8, which is what I need to block the Manticore. Again, it was poison already, swiftness, and assassin. Question is, can I block anyone else? Reasonably, I think the answer is going to be no. You're going to take the Crypt Worm's 6 points of damage. We're going to assign 5 of those points of damage to the Utham Guardsman. It gets wounded twice because of the poison. And then we're going to assign the remainder over here to the Herbalists. We take 4 wounds to my hand from the Grim Legionnaire, 4 wounds to my discard. In the melee phase, I have Ice Attack 6, Attack 4, Attack 4, and Attack 2. And then we still have this too. So that's 10, 16 attack just with that. Termination is actually not played. All right, that's fine. Might not be absolute best situation, but it's going to have to do. So let me review. So the Manticore is blocked with Utham Guardsman. The Crypt Worm had 6 points of damage. I assigned 5 of those points of damage plus a wound to the Utham Guardsman. I assigned the last 1 point of damage plus a wound to the Herbalist. The Grim Legionnaires gave me 4 wounds to my hand, 4 to my discard. In the melee phase, I got attack 6 from the Ice Golems, plus attack 4 from Battle Versatility, plus attack 4 from Rage, plus this attack 2. I'm going to make this all physical or fire attack. That's enough to defeat the Grim Legionnaires. That's 10. And then with this ice attack 6, I'm going to use that to defeat the Manticore. Better off just taking on the Crypt Worm with determination still in my hand. The Manticore is out. Grim Legionnaire is out. I go back to my space. Crypt Worm is like, ha ha ha, you didn't kill me. Now I have 13 fame. So I go from 31 to 44. I jumped a level, so I go to 45. I'm going to roll these 2 dice. I use the basic effect of mana draw. I get a red and a green. I'm going to get my level up. So I look at my next 2 skills. That will do. So I can use my wounds a little bit. Power of Pain. Once a turn, I can play a wound sideways. If it were a non-wound card, it gives +2 instead of +1. That's really going to help with movement. The other one is Darkfire Magic. Not sure that's going to be all that helpful. And then we have that. It is Whisper in the Treetops. Get a white crystal and a green mana. I'm going to grab I don't love learning. I will take Crystal Mastery, which would go on my D deck, and then I draw to my hand limit, which is 6. Heroic Tale, another card I don't really love. Norwas is going to go. He had 3 cards left, so he's going to declare end of round next turn. My turn, I'm resting. I'm going to drop Crystal Mastery and those 4 wounds, drawing out to my hand limit, which is 6. Norwas declares end of round. My turn. Actually, let me hold on to one of those wounds. I still had space in my hand for that. I'm going to play this wound sideways to get move 2, entering the city. It gives me reputation -1. I'm going to take on the Cryptworm. I don't have a blue. I'm going to play concentration and get a blue. And then I'll play this sideways. That's block 6. We successfully blocked the Cryptworm. And then I'm going to power Chivalry with the white from the source. That's going to give me attack 6, but I only need the attack 4 because I have that. So that's attack 6. Cryptworm is dead. I'm going to get a fame and a reputation because of Chivalry. And then I get 5 more fame. I go from 46 to 51 +1 because I went up a level, which gives me another token. So much for trying to get the Ultimate Guardians by the end of this. But the freaking Manticore strikes again. Absolute worst, man. That was really gross. Green City early is not what you want to see. Green City late's fine because the wounds just don't mess you up as much. Could have been way worse. I don't hate where I'm at right now. So this is out. I get to chill in the city of my dreams. This rolls to the end of the round. So these guys are all going to ready. Norwas gets another white card and gets a red crystal. 4 enemies left. Definitely still doable. Remember, if you attack Volcare over the wall, he's as if you're attacking a city because he remains fortified. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I definitely don't want to deal with that Draconum Summoner. The good thing is I can kind of go chill in that swamp. I can pillage it all day long. Hopefully get another unit in either the village in the swamp or in the city itself. I have an open command token. If I get heal 2 as well, I could heal these herbalists pretty easy and they'll have another heal 2 on them. So there's definitely a lot of things I can do just to get myself ready. It's effectively going to be 5 movement, another 3, 8 movement, plus 2 in the wall. So 11 movement to get into Volcare's camp. Where is Volky? I should put him on the table just for the ambiance. Here is the Colossus of Volcare. Hello, Volky. I asked for it, didn't I? This is going to come out. The advanced action on the unit offer gets replaced. It is Frostbridge. We have a new advanced action in the advanced action offer. It is Ice Bolt. Offering comes out. And the new spell in the spell offer is Cure. Not a lot of my favorites today there. It's the last round, though.
So time to make it happen, kids. This is how the magic happens.
We get an elite offer. It is the Heroes. That's not terrible. Although that 2 influence to get them to join me is annoying. The magic familiars, they can be recruited in mage towers or monasteries, or they can be like summoned in magical glades. The other heroes, okay, for the crossbowmen. Yikes, I really don't love the heroes. But we'll see what my starting hand is here. We're going to reset the source for the final night. It is 2 gold again. You gotta be kidding me. I rolled 2 gold the first night, 2 black the second day, and 2 gold the second night. I am just not having a good day. Wow. Don't take me to a craps table right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That is correct. Norwas's deck is set. Haven't seen my motivation skill. Don't know if sparing power makes any sense if I'm just going to pillage in that village like crazy. I defeated 3 enemies, though. Remember, I have 3 influence. I'm the leader of the city, so I actually draw up to 8 cards. Promise, Swiftness, Wound, Chivalry, Stamina, Wound, Rage, Improvisation. Let me go first. I got to maximize turns here. Tactics are out. That source is really bad. I'm going to play Improvisation and discard Swiftness. I'm going to use that for Influence 5. Promise is Influence 7. Then I'm going to use Power of Pain, and that gives me Influence 9. And I'm going to take one of the 2 heroes. The 1 hero gives me Attack or Block 5. Or if I power the green, it's Heal 4. Or I Influence 5 if used during interaction and Reputation +1. The other hero is Attack or Block 5. Range Attack 7. I think that's stronger. The nice thing about Power of Pain is I can use any card sideways to give me Influence 2 to activate the heroes at the beginning of Assault. Hello, heroes. Again, my modifier was doubled. My modifier was at a 0. Thanks to all the chivalry. Starting at +1 really helped. Oh, wait. I only needed 6 because I had 3. Let me have discarded swiftness to get a white, and then I would use that to power promise. It'll give me some options with improvisation. I really do need to move 5 to get into that village. Each shield you have in a defeated city gives you influence +1. I had 3 shields. I defeated 3 enemies there. These go into my discard pile. I draw to my hand limit, which is 6 +2 because I'm the leader of the city. So we get battle versatility, a wound, march. Oh, but that means I would not have had to reroll that. So that stays red.
I would have preferred the blue.
So we have gone through one of the 8 wounds in our deck here. There, I could get these guys back. I have some things that work here. Norwas, green, red, and blue. 1 coming off. I'm going to use March with the move 4. And I'm going to use Power of Pain to get me into this village. That's my turn. I'm going to roll this. I'm still adjacent to my city, so I still get the +2. I rolled a gold. Oh, so, because of course I did. Because of course I did. I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 8, 2 more cards, and then I pillage the village. I lose a reputation. Norwas the second turn. It's red, green, white, 2 more. What a jerk. I'm going to spend this for influence 5. Use Power of Pain for influence 7. That's going to let me recruit the Utham crossbowmen, which I will just replace the guardsmen. They're ready, but they were very wounded. And then my turn to lose a reputation because I use the stronger effect of threaten. I'm going to lose another reputation because I'm pillaging the village for 2 cards. Roll this. It's gold. I rolled 4 golds. Whoo! That's super special, kids. Don't know how I make this work with 4 golds in the source. That's a really, 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 really awful source. Norwas goes 1, 2, 3. It's white because of course it is. So Norwas with 14 cards has 5 left. Discard Crystallize to get a green. Use that green to power Tranquility. And then I'm going to draw 2 cards. I want to heal you. I need more movement. I don't know if healing Herbalist is going to help me all that much. So I won't. Yeah, I'm going to draw 2 more cards. March and Chilling Stare. Well, Chilling Stare could help, but I can't power it. So stupid.
I can't power you.
That was a healing effect. That was a special effect. So I technically am still in the movement phase of my turn. I think I pillaged the village 1 more time. We've gone through a ton of white or greens with Norwas. If it's white or green, we're just done. I need it to be red or blue. I just need to have 2 shots at this. So I'm going to pillage the village and lose a reputation. The swiftness. These go away. Norwas's turn. Blue, red, and blue. All right, so we got 3 more turns. So you're saying there's a chance. Not really, but maybe. I think we go in for an initial attack. 2, 4, 6. That 6 movement gets me into Volkare's camp. It's not a fortified site, so I don't lose a reputation, although that doesn't really matter much right now. Volkare's Legion will be revealed. Volkare's attacking me with what? He's doing attack 3 with Brutal Assassin and Paralyze. This is going to come in. It is the Diggers, not a big deal. It is the Wolf Riders, also not a big deal. It is the Storm Dragon. Oh my gosh, I wish I still had the Utham Guardsmen. That's rough. And then we have the Freezers. Oh, they're all fortified because I'm attacking across the wall. 0 siege attack. Do have a way to get to Chilling Stare. So that could take care of the Freezers. So let me go through these enemies. I'll start with the Freezers. The Freezers have Ice Attack 3, so it'd be 6 physical block to block it. Oh, but they have Swiftness, so it's 12 physical block to block it. If they're not blocked, it's Paralyzed. Although it's only 3 points of damage, so I can just assign them to the Ice Golems, and that's fine because it will not cause a wound, so Paralyzed will not trigger. So great, not worried about you. The Storm Dragon's only attacking with 4 Ice attacks, so that's literally only 1 wound. That's not a big deal. If I can block it, it's 8 to block. If I block it, then it's only 7 to defeat. The Diggers and the Wolf Riders are 1 wound each, and then Volkare is 2 wounds, but then I'm paralyzed, so obviously he is a mandatory to block. 1 wound. Freezers, I'm definitely assigning to the Ice Golems, so I'm not worried about them. In reality, I can take those 5 wounds, and it doesn't knock me out. Is that the smart thing to do? Maybe, maybe not. Never mind. The reality is I need to block Volkare, otherwise I am toast. Volcare is immune to the stronger effect of Chilling Stare because of arcane immunity. What I can do though is play Determination and Chilling Stare sideways, and that's block 3. So I have blocked Volcare so I can ignore the rest of that garbage, and then I'll just take these 3 wounds. And I'm actually going to do that different. I'm going to play Power of Pain, keep Chilling Stare so I can empower Improvisation. I can't use a wound for Improvisation. I'm going to discard a wound to get a red. I'm going to use that red to get the stronger effect of Improvisation. Discard Chilling Stare, Rage. I'm going to power Battle Versatility, and I have Chivalry, and I have Crossbowmen, the Ice Golems, and the Heroes. And then I have Hot Swordsmanship. These would be in my hand at the end of the turn. It's just the 3 wounds I just took plus the 1 that's left over after using my skills. If I power the heroes, the golems, and the crossbowmen, that's an attack of 11 combined. Oh, I have to spend 2 influence for the heroes. Shoot. Let me change that. I'm going to change Chilling Stare to get the heroes to be a part, which means Improvisation. Instead of discarding a wound for a red, I will discard Improvisation for a white, and then I'll power Chivalry. That's a stronger combo. This is an assault on Volcare, so I would have to do that. So that's going to be attack 5, attack 8, attack 11. Let me do some math. Who said there'd be math? That is 10, 12, 16 plus 11 is 27. Sounds like enough, but it's not because of the 14 because of elusive. Again, the Storm Dragon, if you don't block him, it is going to be 14 to kill him. I needed 28 to win. That's great. I literally needed 28 to win. That's amazing. Fire resistant, ice resistant, no one's physical resistant, but this is going to all be physical attacks, so that's fine. So I can group them. I need to get 21 to defeat these 2. So this is 10, 16 plus 5 is 21. I've defeated these 2 jerks. Now I'll use the 3 from the Uthran Crossbowmen to defeat the diggers. So we have 1 Volcare unit left. I'm going to go back across the wall. I'm going to get fame for defeating these 3. That is 9, 16 fame. I go from 52 to 68 plus 1 because I crossed the wall. That is going to be a level up. In theory, I should have Volcare's camp out there, and I put shields on there. 3 shields there. This is all going to get cleaned up. We're going to do my level up. I look at my next 2 skills. It's a movement skill and polarization, which is just amazingly terrible. Movement skill. Sure, I get 2 movement at night, so I can have an easier time getting across the wall, I guess, considering the source is so freaking bad. There is an argument to take one of those skills. It is what it is. I'll use all Arythea skills all the time. What is this? It's going to be the Bonds of Loyalty. No, it's the cooperative skill for Norwas. It's called Calming the Weather. Not a skill I've ever used, I don't think. I don't think it's very good. So I'll grab something from the advanced action offer. I'll grab Ice Bolt. That will work very well with the Ice Golems who are still around and ready to be activated. So I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is just 6. Norwas is going to go. Norwas declaring end of round next turn. My turn. One option is I rest and I get a full hand of cards and I win on the last turn. No, this is way more fun. We'll do it this way. So I'm going to take my new skill of Dark Paths. That's move 2. I'm going to use my skill of Power of Pain. That's move 4. I move in. We're attacking Volcare. We have the Wolf Riders. They're like, hey, you're back. He rolls a red. That is a 3 fire attack, a brutal, and assassin. Great. So I'm not blocking that. I get 2 wounds from that. I'm going to assign the Wolf Riders damage to the Ice Golems. He absorbs it because of his resistance. Now in the melee phase, I'm going to play Ice Bolt to get a blue crystal. I'm going to use that to power the Ice Golems and use them. They have an ice attack 6 that wipes out the Wolf Riders, and boom! So nuts the way that worked. Oh man, that was insane and very fun. I don't know. Maybe 2 cities is the way to go with the Blitz. The other thing I could have done is obviously rested. All that goes away. Norwas declares in a round, but I'll have a whole hand. Ooh. I still would have been able to make it work, but that would have been ugly. Ugly. I had not much attack left in here. It definitely would have worked though, because I still had hot swordsmanship and whatever. But wow, that source was really uncooperative. Honestly, it felt like I was cruising, and then I just hit that wall. Getting the Manticore in the Green City was just absolutely ridiculous. And and then it was just like trying to puzzle it all together. But this is why Arythea is so strong, right? I mean, the Green City was awful for me. I ended up with 8 wounds in my deck, but it's like, oh, okay, boom, boom, boom. Just getting that out was so huge, and being able to still have usable turns the entire last round, getting into a place where I just pillaged the heck out of that village, was able to have a big enough hand where I could wipe out most of Volkaire's Legion. You saw how huge chivalry was, keeping my reputation in a good spot where I was able to recruit the heroes, and just having the influence card I had to slot in there, make them part of the attack. That was a super fun playthrough. So it's not as like electrifying as some of the bigger, longer games with the bigger garrisons, but that was a very, very satisfying win. I'm super glad to have just kind of jumped into this. I'm like, let's see what happens. And I think 5 is about the right challenge. I don't think I would want to bump this up much in the Blitz conquest. It's really hard to consider like a 6-6, even if you tried to do like a 5-8 in 4 rounds. I would need a lot more things to go my way, and you definitely don't want to run at the Volkaire's camp at a level 8. I'll tell you what, Volkaire's camp at a level 5 might have been easier than dealing with that. The only problem with Volkaire's camp is it becomes virtually a city when you're going across the wall, and I really would not have wanted to deal with that Draconum Summoner trying to come in when the spells were just really not that great for me the entire time. So I was basically having to piecemeal a different strategy, but made the whole thing work with what? Just 2 artifacts. The one, though, gave me a unit, and the Ice Golem, you saw how those resistances came in huge against Volkaire's camp. The other artifact really kept me stocked in red crystals the entire game, which came in huge when I'm looking at 4 gold in the source in the final round, and I needed every bit of that. And then it just became this puzzle with these skills of what card to discard and what card to keep, and how to power the bare minimum that I could, because I was only powering the bare minimum to actually get something accomplished. But what a very, very fun playthrough that was. I hope you all enjoyed it, because I'm feeling a little bit jazzed right now. No mistake about that. We'll be back in the world of Mage Knight. I did get a patron challenge involving a very special Mage Knight scenario. I'll leave this mysterious for you. You'll just have to wonder what I'm about to pull out of the Mage Knight bucket the next time we come back to the world of Atlantis. But if you want to see exactly what's coming up in the world of solo playthroughs, you can go on my Patreon page. The link is in the description below. I put a public post about the beginning of every month, about a week before, maybe the 1st or the 2nd of. It just depends on the month, but there you will find a schedule with what's coming up that month, with a sneak peek at the following month. So definitely check that out while you're there. If there is a level of support that makes sense for you, please consider that. That would be really helpful as I continue to grow this channel. Other than that, the likes, the comments, and all the things that people do to tell me how much they love solo playthroughs is always appreciated. It has been super, super fun to have some more and more banter on my channel and in the comments. So any questions, comments, epiphanies, suggestions, little rules, mistakes you saw, I do not mind it. Please put that all in the comment section below. I will reply to you as soon as I can. And until next time, happy gaming.